Welcome back, everyone. This is Thomas Triple T Tie with another new bullish crypto analysis. Before we dig in and take a look at the Solana weekly analysis, remember this is for edutainment only and not to be considered as financial advice. Additionally, when you feel value's been added, feel free to smash that like, ring my bell, hit subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comment section or on Twitter. And also, if you want to share with your friends and family, that would be appreciated. Spread the goodness. All right, let's dive into just one piece of news before we take a look at the charts. Solana price plummeted along with NFT hype. As you recall, last week or the week before, rumors got started, and then it panned out that OpenSea was adding Solana to its platform, and that generated a lot of hype. And this was a perfect case of buy the rumor and sell the news. So after that hit the news cycle, it started plummeting. And so sorry to those who bought at the top. I did share a FOMO level. People like FOMO, a level where they can FOMO in. I gave them a FOMO level that was realistic, but it also dropped below that. So don't FOMO in. I'll give you the FOMO level, but I would recommend you highly look at the sweet spot level instead. All right, let's dig in and take a look at the charts. This is last week's chart, and I basically want to highlight the summary from last week. I said that if Solana maintains its bullish momentum and sustains a break above the resistance at 145. 145 was this pinkish reddish line here. If it stays above that, then it's likely to go further. And if it doesn't, it'll pull back to 125, which is this green level here. Especially with a long liquidation, because I shared the liquidation levels for Solana, and it was on the high end of longs having high leverage. So the combination together, guess what? It pulled back. It did the second option. It pulled back beyond the $125 option support and came down to this level at around 110 right now. So I want to share that with you because price could move in different ways, but I usually give you some options, or if there's only one option, I'm pretty confident about it. So let's take a look at this is the current week's chart right now. You can see the pullback here. Solana erased nearly all gains from the prior week as its NFT hype plummets. It topped off at 144, which is right up here, and dropped down to a low of 108, and it's currently running at around 111, 110, this white line right here. What else did it do? It dropped below the middle basis of the Bollinger Band, this blue line right here, and it dropped below that. And if you notice, whenever it goes below the middle Bollinger Band or the basis line, it's very bearish. And the fact that it couldn't stay above it says a lot. Additionally, the basis Bollinger, the middle Bollinger Band is a shared line with the bull market support band, this gray ribbon here, and you can see that it pulled back below that too. So it's now back in its bearish territory, and the bull market support band, the range for the top and the bottom is roughly around 129.92 and 119.76, so roughly 130 and 120. So it's hanging on to support. So this 50-day moving average, this pinkish line here that's ascending, it's literally right on top of it, and that line's at $111. So that's the key support there. If it breaks below that, it'll test this next support level at this green dash line here at 105, which also happens to be the new FOMO entry level. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's listed for you because people ask for them. Volume has dropped down uh, below the moving average again last week. It finally touched the moving average, couldn't sustain it, and now dropped below. And the current weekly volume is about 50% less than the prior week's volume. This just shows you. You see how all this low volume here? That's concerning. Let's take a look at some price level, entry levels here. I update these weekly for you as the price changes. So we hear, again, the 105 is the new FOMO, 10% of your budget there. Again, this is edutainment only, not financial advice. 100 would be another 10%, 90 another 10%. This allows a cascading, like a layering in down, a layer down type buy. And at $80 is a sweet spot still for me. I would put 40% in there. And at $60 is at 30%. Remember, as price drops, the amount of money can afford more Solana. So just remember that too. Additionally, I haven't typed up this pattern yet, so I won't go into it right now, but I'll probably cover it next week. This megaphone pattern here. Here's the top of the megaphone resistance. Here's the bottom support. Basically, what a megaphone pattern is that it's putting higher highs on the top and putting lower lows on the bottom. And so it magnifies it out like a megaphone. The fact that the weekly candle touched the top resistance here and dropped back down, that's a strong possibility. And the megaphone pattern can go both ways. It can be bullish or bearish. When the price is dropping down and when the trend is going down and it forms a megaphone, that's a bearish megaphone. If the trend is going up, like the opposite of what it did here, go up here, it forms a megaphone, and then the megaphone pattern could be more bullish. But this is a bearish megaphone. The fact that it hits the top here, resistance, and drops back down, there's a strong possibility that it could test around the $80 mark again. Very strong. And $80 would be a very, very good spot for Solana. Really good. That's why I set that as a sweet spot. So let's go down and take a look at the indicators here. The white J line of the KDJ flipped sharply down after trending up for the prior 2 weeks, and it's trended down to 80. 80 is the beginning mark of the upper range of the KDJ. Okay, so it's right at that 80 mark, and the fact that it's pulling back down, I give it a bear. What you also want to consider is that because it was in the upper range, like here and here, where it's above that 80 mark, it could drop down. The high probability of dropping down. So it's starting to drop down, and the probability of dropping down further is there because there's so much room to move downward versus upward. So that's something to consider. And notice the blue line is going horizontal. The red line still ascending slightly. Eventually, they're more than likely going to come together right around here, which is around 50 or so. So something to keep in mind. The MACD, the white MACD line, flattened out a little bit below the red signal line at negative 8.19. And it puts in the 18th bearish histogram bar. So what's interesting about this is that while we have these 3 weeks here of bullish movements, the MACD still put in bearish patterns. So MACD is a lagging indicator, and so that helps sometimes when we have, like by the rumors of the news type event. So it helps you kind of puts a checks and balance in with the other indicators because it's lagging. So here MACD held firm on the bearish tone, and we have this bearish candle. It is still bearish, and so but it's trending bullish because notice how it's the histogram bars are shortening right there. Down below, we have RSI, CVD, and momentum indicators all flipping downward after trending up. The red RSI line flipped downward sharply here to 47.98. 50 for RSI is the middle mark, so it's flipped down below that. The aqua CVD line dropped down slightly to 4.905 million, and that also got a bear. RSI got a bear too. But notice the blue line, the CVD line. You notice how it's still in this upper range up here, whereas lower range is all the way down here. So, and notice like how it's slowly trended down more overall, and the last 3 weeks it kind of went up. So it's resuming that slight trend down, and if it continues trending down, that means that there's less and less demand for Solana. So it's still in its upper range here, so lots of potential for it to move down, and not a lot to move up. So it tried right here, and then it failed. The white momentum indicator also flipped down, as I mentioned, sharply here. It dropped to 17.44 and got a bear here. But notice, compare where it's right now to its prior. Bottoms here, bottom can be like negative 137. It's currently at 17. And the top is right around here at 154. So there's more room to move to the bottom side, and there's a little bit room to go to the upside. It's more towards the upper half than the bottom half. So if it continues in this trend, it could be very momentum could drop even more. But it was building in the last, four back here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. It built up momentum, and then it's dropping. So we'll see what happens. But it got a bear. Overall, I need to update this chart here. I feel it's gonna get it's gonna crap sideways, but there's bearish. Let me get my there's bearish pressure, in my opinion. So it could, these two support areas here is gonna be critical, but it's if it fails these support areas, then it will be very bearish. So it's got a crab and a bear, because there's a lot of indicators down here showing bearish tones here. You can see the summary here. If Sol breaks the key support level cited, basically the 50-day moving average, and also the FOMO level here at 105, then it could drop back toward at the $80 support zone. Else it'll crap sideways between 105 here and 125. Let's take a look at some additional charts. Here's the total value locked, Solana remaining at number 5. However, all three, the day change, the 7-day change, and the monthly change are all in the red, similar with Phantom. And it's one of 3 here. Avalanche, AVAX also are red in all 3. So for the 7-day change, negative 17.62, and the 1 month change is negative 3.26. Total value locked is 6.74. Market cap to TVL ratio 5.35. And notice on the top 10, this is on the high end of the ratio. The lower the number, the better, the more effective it is. So we want higher TVL than market cap. That would lower this number, but this is on the upper end. So something to keep in mind. Binance Smart Chain is the other one that's also high on the top 10 here. Heat map, let's take a look at the sell walls on top. Here's the relatively where the current price is, at least where I last screenshot this. 118 here. There's a sell wall up here. There are buy walls below at roughly 105, 100. You get 95, 90, 80, 75, 70, and 60. So we don't have a lot of red walls down below, except for right around 100 and 105. So liquidation levels, Solana has more cumulative liquidation level delta. It's for the shorts. It's currently at negative 46 million for shorts, and this is the short levels up here. Long levels are down below. Doesn't look like we have any long levels right now. So you take the open interest in the short levels minus the open interest in the long levels, and you get this. So right here at around 46 million, it doesn't change the it's not an incentive enough, high enough number to be incentivize someone to take the counter position and encourage Solana's price on the spot market to go up to liquidate the shorts at around 100 million. Yeah, that like right back here, you can see when it hit this area, there's an incentive for someone to influence the price to move up to liquidate the shorts. So right here, nah. All right, and we're back at the chart here. I appreciate your time. This is one of my one of two videos I'll do today. The next one is Bitcoin, and I hope to see you there. So feel free to smash the like, ring my bell, hit subscribe if you're not already, and share your thoughts in the comment section or on Twitter, and also share my stuff, my analysis with your loved ones. See ya. Peace.